we're kind of considered a bit of a snowflake generation, millennials and Generation Z. Seems like the least thing bothers us. So generally when I hear this, I go, well, that's kind of a over exaggeration of like an entire broad range of people born on different years. We can't be all offended by the very least thing. But apparently millennials and Generation Z are now finding full stops offensive.
Yeah, there's nothing like an offensive full stop. Like
Offensive full stop. Now, Ken, are you aware of full stops and their meaning in terms of text language?
they generally just mean end of sentence.
So so I have a few examples here. So if I said this, I'm fine, full stop.
Yeah.
That would just be, okay, it's fine. Sounds good, full stop.
Yeah, whatever it's just perfectly normal conversation.
So like if we're having a conversation, what the millennials and Generation Z, and you're like, if you were trying to make plans, and I put, sounds good, full stop, it'd be like, it's probably, to you, that'd be like, holy shit, he's being sarcastic. That definitely does not sound good. Or if you...
But full stops are sarcastic.
They're implying there's a certain different tone meant by what I'm actually saying.
Like, why can't people just use the English language the way it was intended?
People always change things out. And same with I'm fine. So if you're like, oh, how are things? And someone put, I'm fine. No full stop. That means they're probably fine. But if they go, I'm fine, full stop, that means, oh, I'm definitely not fine. And this is a cry for help.
Full stops just mean end of sentence. That's all they mean.
And same with okay. So if someone says, okay, full stop, it means okay. It's definitely...
I've read some extremely sarcastic books then.
See, I don't think nowadays that necessarily applies to like literature, but messaging alone. Internet linguistics expert told the BBC that,
in other words, some dickhead who gave himself a fucking
a fake title. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the greatest load of bullshit of titles. Told the BBC that younger persons, so you can't really, younger people, he says younger persons, so the default way of sending a message is send the minimum amount of important parts to the message as possible. So they just send them individual messages. So if we're chatting, you'll get every sentence is a message. So there's no full stops, no abbreviations, no sentences. Every sentence you say is his own thing. So that's how people are communicating. We've all been in messages like that where we've messaged in sentences before.
Yeah, like I have noticed that this is generally a younger person thing to do.
Yeah, so it kind of, at start kind of annoys me because we make 3 words and then we another 3 words and then we another 3 words.
Yeah,
and you're
like,
trying to reply to each of these.
I would generally do that if I say something and then I remember something else that I need to say.
Yeah, or sometimes if I'm trying to make a joke, I say that, I'll wait a minute and then I'll put the punchline.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It implies a bit of a pause there.
The whole fucking here's one line and here's the next line and here's the next line thing. That pisses me off more than full stops.
Well, this is what, instead of using full stops, what millennials and Generation Z are doing more and more, that they're just using it. So if you add anything other than the sentence, then whatever you add has alternative motive, kind of like emojis. How emoji can actually change what a sentence actually means depending on the emoji.
Fuck's sake.
Well, I get that with emojis. Like, I'll use emojis.
Yeah, I get that with emojis, but like
full stops
or fucking writing 2 lines in a text message.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've talked about this before. Apparently, your people are more likely to be compatible if they have similar kind of messaging styles. If you're messaging someone and they do the new way of doing it, where they message every single sentence, that over time might piss you off. So if another person comes on who has a similar messaging style to you, you're going to find that person easier to message with. And so if you're single and you're just chatting them up and you want to like go on a date, you're actually going to be more compatible. And so actually research are finding that if you have a similar messaging style with a person who has a similar messaging style to yours. Now, this brought me back to when I was chatting to my friends, and they all are working jobs where they might be sending a lot of emails to either customers or to people that they work with in different offices or different branches or whatever. They'd send a lot of emails. Anyway, in my line of work, I wouldn't send a lot of emails. I would sometimes put regards mark at the end of, if I was trying to get like a podcast guest, or if I was sending an email, I'd send regards Mark, because I thought regards was shortened down versions of kind regards, and kind regards kind of seems like a little bit too formal for certain things, so I'd say regards Mark. Oh, was I wrong? Do you know what the termination for regards means, Ken?
Yeah, I would generally think that it's a good thing.
No, oh God, you'd be wrong. If you, according to, and this was like a widespread thing, all my friends agreed with this. This was a conversation of maybe 8 around a table, and they all work in jobs where they be emailing a lot of people, and they're all in agreement that this was definitely a thing. And they said regards comes across as regards. So if you're pissed off with someone and you're trying to be a little bit snotty to them, what you do is instead of saying kind regards, you put regards, and it's sent as those regards, and not like regards as I thought it would be. It's regards.
That's nonsense.
I've sent a lot of bitchy emails to a lot of people.
I shouldn't say that on there.
The writer herself, who was doing the article, like, she was in agreement that this thing is definitely a thing she's done before, where she called it full stop of death, meaning that like when she sent a message, she's definitely meant it as an insult.
What, the full stop?
Yeah, she called it the full stop of doom, where like when she wanted to, like when she was maybe saying that I'm fine, full stop, meant I'm not really fine, or she meant the opposite, or she was being sarcastic when she added a full stop.
Like, people are just mental then. Like, they're absolutely fucking mental.
She said it feels good. She talks to the reader, doesn't it? No. It only feels good if the other person knows you're being sarcastic. And she said it's a handy way of casual getting your annoyance about a person while sidestepping the messiness of explaining why you're actually annoyed. It kind of like, and I don't want to sound sexist, it kind of seems like a female thing to do, where you're just trying to be a little bit bitchy.
Yeah.
So you put the subtle slints that I'm annoyed at you, but I don't actually want to have the conversation or tell you why I'm annoyed at you. You have to figure that out for yourself. But I'm going to continue to be a cunt.
Right, I've just Googled it.
Yeah.
I've just Googled what does regards mean in an email. And it says, using regards in an email closing suggests that you have respect for the recipient, but not necessarily a close relationship with them. Because it is less formal than sincerely, expressions like regards are perfect in emails, which tend to be less formal than a letter.
Okay, so I was using it correctly then all these years, and my friends are just mental, is what you're saying.
Yeah, your friends are just all mental.
they all work in different places, and they are all in full agreement that regards means regards.
It says, here are the 10 most common ways to end an email politely. Best regards, sincerely, just regards, kind regards, thank you, warm wishes, with gratitude, and many thanks.
Oh, right.
And hang on, there's 2 more. Where are the other 2? Many thanks and respectfully.
Yeah, she made me say basically this is the digital equivalent of a dirty look from a car. So when you're not able to vocate how you feel about someone, that full stops replace that need. Like, emojis kind of are meant to replace that need of full stops, or of dirty. You can send an emoji if you say I'm fine, and then put an emoji of a person with a blank look on their face. You know, when it makes just a line and they're just looking dead at you.
Yeah.
Like if you I'm fine, and person's show no emotions. That to me say, okay, that person's not fine.
Here's the here's the sixth like most bitchy ways to end an email.
Yeah.
Your friend, cheers, peace, thanks a bunch, chat soon, and yours truly.
None of those seem to me as being like anyway sarcastic.
No, thanks a bunch.
Oh yeah, thanks a bunch. Like you can like yeah, thanks a bunch. Full stop.
Yeah.
That definitely doesn't mean thanks a bunch. Now we
Thanks a
know.
bunch is basically just go fuck yourself.
Unless they actually helped you out. Like, sometimes like if somebody has helped me out in the past, like thanks a million. Oh, yeah, thanks for all your help. Cheers. Goodbye. Yeah, thanks a bunch definitely would come across to me as like, yeah, thanks a bunch.
Yeah, it would come across as being a bit dicky.
Meant to be the digital equivalent of a dirty look is using full stops. Like, I don't know, is this a bit soft? Are millennials being a bit soft, or is this a new way to revolutionize the English language to maybe?
I just looked up Mark, you've got me Googling weird shit now. I just looked up are full stops sarcastic?
Yeah,
And it said ending a message with a full stop is increasingly seen as being aggressive and rude.
yeah.
In speech, a full stop is accompanied by a lowering of a voice which carries formal connotations and suggests what you're saying is final.
I think it's how I think if you start an email, like if the first time you email someone and you put regards, you probably don't mean you're being a cunt. But if you're putting kind regards or thanks a
I
million.
think it depends on whether or not the person's been a cunt.
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's definitely your conversation as well as maybe the regard. Like if you were and thanks a million, Ken, or thanks a bunch, Ken, or it was like cheers or kind regards, Ken, and
Yeah,
then the conversation was getting a bit sour, and you okay, yeah, oh okay, sure, whatever, regards, Ken. People are
yeah.
they
Thanks a bunch, you prick.
yeah, exactly. Thanks a million, you dick. Let's leave the English language alone. Like these full stops should just mean full stops. But then again, if you're ending a message like a one sentence message, why are you putting a full stop at the end of it? It would be a bit weird. Well, yeah, sometimes I don't like sending really long message because it comes across as like a giant essay that you have to read through, even though it might be only 2 sentences long, 3 sentences long at most. It just comes across as what kind of biblical text is this person sending me?
What's this asshole doing?
Yeah, why doesn't he just like send multiple messages all at once?
Yeah.
Why is my
What's the
screen?
crack? Why is there 15 full stops in this message? What a
Oh,
prick.
what a prick! But he didn't. No, I think it's ending it with a full stop.
When I first started using like fucking text messages and stuff, people used to give out that you didn't spell words properly and that you were fucking arsing about with bollocks meaning words and like words that weren't really words and you weren't using punctuation and you were just being a general uncivilized fucking muck savage.